critical response process is a process that I developed 20 plus years ago, initially because as a choreographer, I was frustrated with the kind of feedback I was getting and yearned for something deeper, something more persistent and consistent.
I think for me, the essence of critical response is trying to let the artist and the artwork speak through a inquiry and a set of questioning and dialogue set up in a very profound way. So it's safe and it follows steps. So it's very clear at what moment we do what, to offer feedback on the artist and the artwork.
I noticed that there were some people in my life I could hear anything from. Anything. I seemed to be able to take the feedback and do something with it. So I began to define good feedback as the kind where you can't wait to go back to the studio and go to work. You can't wait. One of my strategies had been to extract that from really negative feedback. Why were there some people I could hear it from? And was there anything in the conditions? You know, like, does a circle help? I think a circle helps, for example. And answering those questions led to what is basically critical response. And that's one of the reasons why the sequence of critical response when we do the orthodox form is constructed the way it is. It's like an artificial form of knowing somebody for a long time. The critical response process in its classical form is sort of codified now in a way. There are 3 roles that people play within the process. There's an artist or a maker, there's a facilitator, and there's a group of responders. It's ideal if eventually everybody plays all 3 parts, because you come to see the intricacies and the interactive nature of the 3 roles, but each role is specific and each role has kind of a special set of things that you can do to prepare for, and even I would say some behaviors. Very often artists are in communities of artists. We spend time and are supported by and love our peers, but we are also competitors. And what I determined in critical response when I developed it was that when you're a responder and you come to a critical response session with somebody, you are there to help them do their best work. Not their almost best work, but their best work. And it allows you, or me in this case, a chance to put aside my competition and to just say, I'm here, I'm going to bring my whole self to help you be what it is you're trying to be. I find that a big relief. If you're the artist, it's really good to be in a work in progress framework. It's good to be in a place where you're open to being influenced. I mean, if you've already finished or you're done or you don't want to be influenced, I wouldn't do critical response. And you kind of need to be in a place where you're willing to absorb, not implement right away, not jump up and just take it in and sort of be aware. And you have to have some questions about your work. The 3rd role is the facilitator, and this is played out in a lot of different ways. Some people have a light touch, some have a heavier touch, but in a formal critical response process, you definitely need somebody managing where we are in the process and possibly paying attention to some of the issues that emerge and feedback that get in the way of somebody being able to have a good session.
The critical response process, it starts with exploring meanings and then questions from one side, questions from the other side when you are in a feedback process, and then in the end having an opinion. It facilitates postponing the judgment and opening a space between the participants where they create meaning. It broadens the diversity of different points of view, and that feeds into the creative process of an artist, but also when someone has done a presentation or whatever project you want to work on.
Over time, I've come to see that the process has value not just in finished products, but also in how we do work in progress, and also just how we are as a communicative tribe of people, and that the tools that are within it are useful for other things too. But I didn't know that at the time I made the process.